Jared Goff and the Lions were one of the feel-good stories of the year after their run to the NFC Championship. But it wasn't always that way. In 2021, Goff was traded to Detroit in a blockbuster deal that sent Matthew Stafford to the Rams. A move that far from discouraged him, but led Goff to embrace his new situation and the city. He not only helped turn around a franchise on the field, but as Jeff Darlington tells us, the quarterback's effect on the community was just as impactful.
Lions have traded quarterback Matthew Stafford to the Rams for Jared Goff and a whole bunch of draft picks.
Sean McVay wanted a new quarterback. This is a no-brainer move for the Los Angeles Rams.
I know he's hungry. Man, we were thrilled to have this guy. So without further ado, Jared Goff.
I feel a responsibility to be there for your city when you're the quarterback. I feel a responsibility to be a leader and to be a person in your community.
In March 2021, Jared Goff was shipped to a city he didn't know much about, and a city that didn't know much about him. Just 2 years removed from playing in a Super Bowl, Goff was an afterthought, perceived by many as a mere bridge until Detroit found its next quarterback.
When the trade happened and we were able to acquire Jared, I didn't totally understand the narrative of, oh, he just got casted off.
Lions GM Brad Holmes was the Rams' director of college scouting in 2016 when they made Goff the #1 pick.
Drafting him in LA and being with him for all that time, I had a lot of background and intel on who he was as a person. I don't know if the city knew about his mental and physical toughness.
I didn't know much about Detroit. I know football is king here, and I plan to make it a winner.
He had to battle a lot of adversity. Things weren't going the best for him, and you got boos coming out. The more he battled through and showed that toughness and showed that grit and then start rattling off some wins, and now they're cheering for him.
Goff throws, end zone, caught, touchdown, Detroit Lions!
As Goff started to grow on the fan base, off the field, he'd already begun growing on the Detroit community, volunteering with local food pantries, paying for winter coats to be distributed to the homeless community, and creating a special connection with a group of students.
Hello. What's up, guys? I come with some gifts for y'all. It was so fun to be with them in that setting, as well as watch them grow and flourish and be able to be a small part of their journey. Just giving time, and want to get you guys some things for all your hard work and everything you've done, so.
No way. Goff began a unique partnership with a local youth organization called Give Merit. He asked high schoolers to help him create custom logos for his JG16 clothing line. He then donated the sales of those clothes back to the program.
The Merit patch there on the front. You like that one?
Yeah, that was one. That's more than
There you go.
During those visits, Goff created a bond with 4 students who were intimately involved in the project. For them, he wanted to do something more.
For every year that you guys continue to go, will be an extra $5,000 for your schooling. So,
I was really happy. I told my mom, oh shoot, I got a scholarship. That was my first scholarship that I've ever gotten.
He has that father personality. He would want to see his kids grow and strive to be someone great.
This isn't just for show. This is actually who he is. This is something that's a part of him and something that's special for him.
Late last year, those students had a message for Jared that suggested he is now a part of Detroit.
All you gotta do is hit play. We got something for you.
Hi Jared, it's Kyla from Fake.
Your kindness and generosity has provided me with amazing opportunities.
You've made a real impact in our city and on me.
Your support has helped shape out my future, which has given me so many opportunities.
You have been recognized as Walter Payton Man of the Year for Detroit Lions. Congratulations.
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 Oh, that's awesome. Try not to get emotional about it, yeah.
How have they impacted your life?
They've given me great perspective. They've allowed me to see, how talented and creative they are, and they deserve the world.
You got a kid that's been in California his whole life. You look at Jared now, he is Detroit now. And he's what we're about. And it's been really cool to see.
Leave the place better than how you found it. That is awesome stuff there from the Lions quarterback. The Lions have already given contract extensions both to Amon-Ra St. Brown and Penei Sewell this offseason, but not Jared Goff. What more can you tell us about where those negotiations stand?
Well, they've had some talks, but I don't get the sense that it's very close yet at this point. Quarterback deals are a little bit tougher, and the big question for Jared Goff and the Lions is where he fits into the broader quarterback landscape. That last offseason, you saw extensions for Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, and Joe Burrow. As you see here, they all cleared $50 million a year. Now, does Jared Goff deserve to reset the top of the quarterback market? You know, probably not, but can he get over 50? That's where the negotiations happen. Like, how can he crack $50 million a year? Can he go over it? If so, by how much? If I'm his agent, I'm bringing that Darlington feature with me to the negotiating table, reminding Brad Holmes of all the great things he said about him, and we'll see if we can get him over $50 million. But I think this is something that happens at some point this offseason. It's just a question of where he fits in among the other highest-paid quarterbacks in the league.
Far from the days where we heard the narrative that Jared Goff was a bridge quarterback for this Detroit team. Now, Booger, has he shown enough that he is worthy of this long-term contract from Detroit?
Yes, he has. And you can call him a bridge quarterback. You can call him what you want. Here's the facts. He's gone to a Super Bowl. He's taken the Rams there. He's went to the NFC Championship game with the Detroit Lions. He's played above average football. And regardless of what you think he's worth, this is where he fits in right now. The contract is going to get done. It's going to come in somewhere between 50 and 55 million a year. And what you can't do is say, is Jared Goff worth 50 to 55 million a year? What you have to ask is this: based on what he's done and based on what the quarterbacks are making right now, where does he fit? And he fits right in. If you look at Jalen Hurts, who's making 52, you look at Lamar Jackson, you look at some of these other quarterbacks, and Jared Goff's accomplishments as far as where he's been in the postseason is right there with him. So I understand some people may look at him as being just an above-average quarterback, but it's the most important position in sports, and that's what these guys are making right now. I just wish that I could throw a football and had been born about 30 years later, because my goodness, I mean, when guys like this are making $55 million a year, my goodness.
Yeah, and every team, so we think, in the NFC North right now has a quarterback, so it makes it a very competitive division. Acho, let's go a little bit broader than that. Where do you have the Lions in the entire landscape of the NFC after last season?
Well, they've set a new standard, at least for their organization. They're right up there at the top or near the top. And what do I mean by that? A standard. In college, I played for Mac Brown, and he had a saying always. He would say, the standard is the standard. No matter who comes in this building and who leaves this building, we have a new standard set. What did they do this offseason? They went and they signed Amon-Ra St. Brown to a long-term deal. They went and signed Penei Sewell to a long-term deal. David Montgomery is still there. You went and got Jahmyr Gibbs last year in the draft. There is a new standard in Detroit. We saw them go to the NFC Championship. So no longer is it, hey, let's hope to get to the playoffs and hope to win a playoff game. No, it's NFC Championship at a minimum. That needs to be their standard. And then if the Super Bowl comes, of course, that's the goal. But at the very minimum, this team is one of the best, if not the best, in the NFC.
Lions were 1/2 away from reaching the Super Bowl last season.